So you really did kill your father?
Ghosts never die.
They asked me before to come back. They asked me in the last year and a half to come back.
If I didn't die, it means I'm still working, right? And my damn checks don't got power on it no more.
Maybe they do now. Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video, and I'm not gonna even waste you guys' time. We're gonna get right into it. It's been a lot of talk over the past less than 24 hours about Ghost's return, and I'm gonna keep it real. I wasn't gonna make a video about this because I have already made so many, and I said in my last one that I give up on them making Ghost return because the further they get away from it, the less I want to see it, and also the more they're gonna have to make it make sense. But now I've seen No Label to Label, shout out No Label to Label. I've seen Mr. Power, shout out him, he going crazy on TikTok. I see him diving more into the YouTube shit, and I seen Getting It How I Live. And because all the power YouTube and creators are diving into it, my comments, everybody running to me, talk about it, and I wasn't gonna do it, but they've showed this casting decision of Ghost supposedly appearing in the finale of Power Book 4 Force. So we're gonna dive into it, break it all down, talk about ways he could realistically return, all the ways I thought they would bring him back if they ever would, and things like origins, legacies, and shit like that. And if they do bring him back, how it all plays out. I don't know, this feels crazy, and I know they're taking a break. This is gonna kind of be kind of a rant video because we really don't have no information but this, so we just a lot of theories, thoughts, and predictions per se. But I really didn't know how this season was gonna end, and I knew they were gonna take a break, a 1 week break after the episode 9 that's coming out Thursday night or this Friday for most of you guys. So I was thinking, like, if something like this was gonna come out, maybe they will want to wait at least a week or something. But you also know the pages like IMDb and all that can get edited. But then I saw other reports from news sites saying that he'll be in it and everything like that. So it's a lot, and people are taking this one as gospel. They're thinking that if he was ever gonna return, it makes the most sense in the Force finale right before Power Legacy. We know Tommy and Tariq are gonna get their spinoff, and because of that, a lot of people believe that it makes the most sense now to bring him back. And what's Power Legacy without James St. Patrick? It makes a lot of sense, because a question I was gonna have that they were gonna have to answer is, why didn't he return before? Now obviously in the real world we know it's money. They did not want to pay that nigga. He said that shit so many fucking times. But I'm talking about within the show, because they have multiple times Tommy was about to die, or that Tariq was about to die and they needed help, or even let him return in hallucinations. We seen Tariq before hallucinate everybody he killed or got killed or had a cause in their death and everything like that. We seen Tommy hallucinate Holly when he was giving Maria, getting her pregnant and everything like that. And Tommy used to talk about Ghost a lot with Diamond in season 1. So I thought that he was gonna make at least one hallucination appearance. Obviously we know they didn't want to pay him, but now we're set to believe that they're gonna pay him a bag to actually return as a main character, because if he returns alive, people obviously are gonna want to see him in Power Legacy as well, which would be crazy. But my thing is, they would just have to make it all make sense, and then I'll more than likely be okay with it. How they make it make sense, I don't know. What they would have to do is they would have to have pre-recorded scenes throughout Force, throughout Book Ghost, and show that he was there at the time that these certain things took place and chose not to intervene or something like that. Because you gotta think, Tasha got kicked out and went to wet sack. His other daughter Yaz was in the system and shit, and he still never returned, but he returned in to help save Tommy. Like I said, they just gotta make it make sense. I know we all hope it will happen. It will be crazy, the craziest thing in Power history, but making it make sense is first and foremost. Now, when I was talking about earlier how I thought he would and could actually return, I thought it would be like, we know Raising Kanan, we know 50 Cent, he plays older Kanan obviously, but he's the voice over when Kanan does anything, when he learns shit about the game, when it connects back to the original Power and shit like that, he does a voiceover and talk. I thought with Power Origins obviously coming out, them filming and shooting all that right now, I thought Omari Hardwick could do that for young Ghost, as we see the backstory about his dad, possibly Angela even getting in a game with Kane, and all the way leading to him setting Kane up to go to jail, his thought process, all this and that. I thought, okay, it makes sense if he returned in that type of role, and I was hoping they do that for him, but they possibly still didn't want to pay him. Now with that filming and we not hearing anything about it, I probably don't think that's happening. I think Kanan will probably still be the main character of that show for maybe the first season or two, and then Ghost and Tommy take over, but maybe he comes later on. But that's the first thought about him returning in any way, shape, or form. But now, obviously, as I just mentioned, Power Legacies, you can't have a legacy without James St. Patrick. So I thought, what Power Legacy, I was gonna make more videos about it after Book Force ends, but I thought that it was gonna be Tommy and Tariq, of course. I thought from Force they was gonna take D-Mac, Maria, and possibly D-Mac's girlfriend Genesis, and they was gonna move to an entirely new location. Now, as from Book goes, I thought Tariq and Braden currently, maybe Kane, since he left New York at the end and can't go back to New York, so I was thinking that's a possibility, but we'll have to see and wait till the cast and everything come out for that. But now, if they're gonna do this and pull a trigger, I guess now makes the most sense than any, especially because something you guys don't know is a lot of shows, they end them after 3 or 4 seasons, because that's when a lot of contracts are renewed with the cast and their pay rises greatly. And then, you know, Power budget already crazy. Tariq and Braden talks about that a lot on their podcast, so that's where they choose to end the show and then make a new one, make a spin-off, make a reboot, because obviously if you do that, then it's technically under a new name, so it's an entirely new show, so their pay don't go through the roof. So I guess if they do bring Ghost back at any time, it makes sense at the beginning of a new show. Now obviously his check's still gonna be fucking crazy. He's Omari Hardwick, he's James St. Patrick, he is Power. Like, it wouldn't be none of these spin-offs if he wasn't the character that he was, and we all hoping for it. I just want it to make sense. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about is if he do return, if he's alive, like he's there, I don't know, like if he's just gonna have to come out the blue. We all expecting Tommy to, of course, call Tariq and Tariq pop up and help him, and we thought that's how they ride off into the sunset, into Legacies. Now obviously they're not gonna call Ghost, he's gonna have to just be there, and for whatever reason they're gonna have to explain that in Legacies or something, because we know we're not gonna get no explanation in that finale, that's just for sure. But we know he's just gonna have to arrive there. Maybe Tariq ain't enough, because a lot of you guys are already saying, why would Tommy call Tariq weak ass? But maybe he's not enough and he needs even more help, and they're pinned down or something, and shots start firing and someone saved them. They're like, oh, it's like a ghost saved us. Y'all know how Power is with they one-liners, they corny one-liners. They throw that out there and they got everybody like, oh shit, nah, Ghost back. And we just gotta sit on that for a year or two until we get Power Legacies. But also a hallucination, a conversation between Ghost and Tommy. I think it's crazy we haven't seen that yet, just like we haven't seen one between Tariq and Ghost. I mean, Tariq never even came to the understanding of who Ghost really was, and that he don't know how his father was. He act like Tasha was really the big dog and running shit. Like, no matter how much Mecca or what's his name, Zion, or all these people tell him like Ghost was that nigga, it's like he don't get it through his head because of his hatred for Ghost. Now he finally came to an understanding that he just like his dad and he needs to use all parts of him. He said that in the last season, but he still doesn't really know that his dad was him. And the same with Tommy. Tommy knows Ghost better than anyone else, and I think it's crazy he's kind of morphing into the Ghost type role, where Tommy is way smarter than he used to be in the original Power. Tommy is not as impulsive, he's making moves, making plays Ghost would have made. He running diamond how Ghost used to do his ass. Like, Ghost used to be like, thank Tommy, like, thank nigga, like, what is you doing? But it would be crazy that if they never have a conversation ever again, and if he ends up not showing up, then we're gonna expect it more in Legacies. And like I said, I'm at the point where the more time that passes, I'm not really looking forward to it. I already said in my last video, until proven otherwise, Ghost is dead to me. So I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't even believe this title, this thumbnail, this video I'm making right now. But thanks to the Power world being lit on fire by all the creators, shout out to them, I'm like, I'm gonna just talk about it, because all my comments, even on my other videos, are now telling me to talk about the Amari Hardwick information. And this is probably my first video I made in a long time with no cuts, no edits, no nothing, just talking, just thinking. So you guys can let me know your thoughts and opinions on how all of this will shake out, if you think it's real or not. If so, if I didn't explain away it's a possibility, maybe you guys could put that down below in the comments as well, because I'm really trying to think in a way it can make sense, and I'm coming up short. But maybe you guys are probably smarter than me, so you make it make sense. Give me a theory idea that will make someone who doesn't believe he's coming back, put something down below in the comments that will make them believe, like, okay, this kind of make a lot of sense. All right, I can see it playing out like this based off where Tommy is currently at, where Tariq is currently at, and how we think they're about to come together for Power Legacy. So if you could do that down below in the comments, I would appreciate that. Also, leave a like. I want you guys to subscribe, because apparently these last 2 episodes of Force are about to be crazy. But I'm out.